I'm Dana Stewart Coates. Welcome to Killer Queen Vintage. Part 1 of the London haul. I'll be with you this evening and we'll have another sale on Friday. Oh, Fluff just jumped up behind me. Hey, Fluff. Hey. What's the matter, buddy girl? She was not happy that her mommy went away. How are you all this evening? How have you been this week? Hey, Ashley. Hi, Terry. Thank you. Well, welcome home. Yeah, Fluff is not happy. And she's shedding to prove it. Hi, Christina. Boy, there's not a lot in frame, is there? Let's see if we can move this desk around. Ashley, I'm so happy you're with us. Hi, Yvonne. My trip was amazing. I'm sure I lost at least a couple pounds just running everywhere all over town. That probably between 85 and 93, I think. And unfortunately, it doesn't get hot here often. So not a lot of people have air conditioning. Our hotel was meant to have air conditioning, and of course, when we were there, it was being serviced. So, yeah, the nights were kind of miserable. Oh, Deb, you made it. Yay! I was just getting ready to say to Ashley, well, it is what it is. We were blessed. They brought us a fan, but they looked at me like I had 3 eyes when I asked for another one. There's a saying, mad dogs and Englishmen, only they can take the heat. Well, I'm not an Englishman or mad dog, so. Oh no, oh my goodness. Just be careful. So could you do a bit of modding? Because I think Julie is with her family. And as we just saw, Deb is on her way back from North Carolina? One of the Carolinas. With 2 babies in her car. Florida, you know, I lived there for an entire year before I came back here. While I was waiting for my son and I's visa to go through. This was the second time. And it took a whole year for the visa to go through. I don't think I could ever get used to Florida summer. It was just like swampy. It was so hot and humid. It was like a swamp. Oh, okay. No worries. Sorry, that's me blowing on my tea. Yeah, I know what it's like to be in a car, a train. Oh my God, my signal was horrible on the train. Absolutely fine, thank you. Oh, hello, Adele, and welcome. So you've been a sub, but this is your first live. We'll try to entertain you. If you like vintage and antique jewelry, I need every once in a while I have some new bits. I got a lot of new French jewelry, and you'll see it Friday. And it's new, it's brand new. But does it look vintage? Yes. Is it? But no, it's not a copy. I'm not real keen on copies. It's a French company called Les Niradi. Yeah, it's a tongue tripper. I'm gonna trip over my own tongue saying it. Les Niradi. And I have probably 5 or 6 pieces of it. You'll see. It's kind of unusual. We all know I like a little bit of off the wall. Hi, Robin. I mean, I don't always take the road less traveled. A lot of my things that I pick are a little safe. And then some of the things I pick, you go, wow, okay, that's different. Lizzie, unfortunately, will not be with us this evening because it's Sunday and she has to work tomorrow morning. Absolutely. If there was anything that you didn't understand or something that you want to recover, or if you have something you feel that I didn't cover, let me know. Hi, Jane. I'm going to show you a piece of it, just so you can see. So it's new jewelry, and I mean, it doesn't look vintage. It's just different. The company, I'd have to look it up how long they've been in business. I know I've bought it since at least the 1990s. But I know it's older. Okay. That's how you'll see a lot of their tags marked. N2 or Lenyoredi, the whole name. And they do series of like fantasies and fairy tales. And this one is Little Red Riding Hood. So it has the wolf, grandma, Little Red Riding Hood, strawberries, a mushroom, like a little clover. That's the necklace. You can hear I'm taking it out of a bag. The earrings are hilarious. That's the big bad wolf and Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood. That's one of them. Or if you're more of a fan of Red Riding Hood. There are Red Riding Hood. There's a couple other pieces. I just wanted to introduce you guys to something new. And before I put it up, I'll post the name. You can look up the company. It's high-end costume. And I think their vintage pieces are, well, I know their vintage pieces are very collectible. Les Neradi. It's a French company, Jane. N as in Nancy, Les Nerfs, N-E-I. And let me see if there's, yeah, Lesnerides. So 2 words, L-E-S. N-E-R-E-L-I-D-E-S. Now, Ashley, I'll show you this piece. I might as well. Ashley will probably like that piece. And this is what I mean about vintage, but not really vintage. It just looks like someone took bits of an Edwardian, yes. Bits of an Edwardian necklace and then put it onto cord. That's probably why I like it. Yes, it is enameled. Now this piece I know is retired. It is pretty, and it's different, but it's the same. Do you know how I mean it uses components from vintage and antique jewelry. Like, who doesn't know the story of Red Riding Hood? They have, look up the company, and it's just like this whole big fantasy. Sort of like fairy tales for grown-ups. Well, those of us who want to grow up. I don't know if I want to grow up. You don't have to grow up. You have to get older, but you don't have to grow up. That's what I always say. I'm going to rip off some tape because this bust looks like I never touched it. Sorry, it's not very ASMR. That cat hair will keep distracting me and you, and we don't want to take away from the jewelry. And yes, I have my pajamas on. Because I was asleep until about a half hour ago. I saw that. That is so hilarious. I bet Yvonne thought it was hilarious too. So true. She has fabulous taste. So let's move that back so we don't have to see Little Red Riding Hood or Tiny Vintage. I'm not usually a teeny tiny part, little teeny tiny things. I kind of like bigger things, but sometimes I do. I mean, if you look in all the fashion magazines, everything's tiny. Like, supposedly we're not supposed to wear statement pieces. That's out. Well, how do you make a statement if you don't wear a statement piece? Right? How is your jewelry making a statement of who you are? Wear what you want. If you like the tiny pieces, wear the tiny pieces. Oh my God. Exactly. Wear what you want. I mean, if you like to follow the trends, then, okay, by all means, follow those trends. But if you like to set the trends, wear what you want. Trust me. You don't have to be in the public eye. You could just be in public, around a few people. Well, let's see. Yeah, they're new trucks. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Wear what you want. Wear what you love. Men in trucks? Yeah, crazy. Hey, Jeanette. And I remember the story about the woman who shot her husband because he walked across her clean floor. I've literally, my mother would tell you, I've literally asked her to step back out of my house and please remove her shoes. People remove their shoes in my house, but especially when I've just cleaned the floor. Hey girl, is there a better way to drown than drowning in Rosalind? Oh, we were just talking about me cleaning the bust of lint of, excuse me, fluff fur. I grew up with my mom was the same way, and I can't believe she was gonna. I looked at her. I can't believe you're gonna walk into my home, and I had hardwood floors. You're gonna walk into my home after I just cleaned with muddy shoes. Oh, if you love fluff fur, please take her. No, she's my baby. She was not happy. She's still giving me the stink eye. How dare we leave her? Well, she had my stepson, Ryan, here. And she doesn't look like she was starved or abused. Absolutely. And it's just respectful. I have loads of slippers. If someone came into my home and they said, "Oh, your floors are cold." Well, and they're all ones that can be laundered. I would gladly give them a pair of slippers, or my mother-in-law brings hers, and they wear shoes in her house. But I think it's disrespectful to wear your shoes into someone's home. I don't know, we're all raised differently. And do whatever you want. I'm not saying, hey, it's right, you have to take your shoes off. My home, I just ask that you do. Not at the moment. We're under construction. Because some people were just, yeah, there you go. But some people take it like a little far. I remember as a child we had piano lessons, and this one little girl would come to lessons, and our piano teacher would always give us like a snack because there would be a few of us waiting. And one day she gave us slices of watermelon. It was hot in the summertime. And this little girl ran into the laundry room, which was off of the practice room, and ate her watermelon over the sink. My sister and I looked at each other like, allowed to eat at the table. Her mother thought she'd make too much of a mess. I mean, we were little girls. But, you know, to each their own. She might still eat over the sink. I have two very large crumb catchers, so we don't need to worry about the sink. My husband says that's how they got large. I fed them. Okay, I think it's about time. Oh my gosh, yeah, we've been on over 20 minutes. So, well, like men, what do they call their mustache? Flavor savers. I guess if, you know, my husband was hungry, he could have a snack. I'm sure if we had a dog, it wouldn't be a problem. But Fluffy just looks at me like I'm messy. Aww. I love when babies eat. I saw your, when the youngest was 1, and I remembered my daughter, we had a big Texas sheet cake, and it had strawberry filling. And my aunt decided, this was the days before the smash cakes. My aunt decided it was her cake. So she let my daughter crawl on. Well, luckily we got to half of it before she did it. But she crawled onto the cake. No. Well, the dress, needless to say, the dress that she was wearing was ruined. But she had a good time. Oh, babies. Oh my gosh. We won't go into my son's habit when he used to, you'd hold him and he'd rub his nose. You thought he was snuggling you. No, he was wiping his nose on you. I think until they're about 3, you wear just about every bit of baby excrement there is. And just, you know, and now you look, well, me, now I look back and those were the best times. Before you could talk, you know, and get into everything. Yeah, he spoke early, but, you know, he wouldn't tell you off. There you go. Or talk back. It's real life, and these people just having babies have no idea. Well, we know. Even if you haven't had children, you've been around enough of them to know them. I mean, at a certain age. Are we going to get started? Let's see. Who wants to pick the first piece? And I was a very bad friend today. I've been so busy the past 2 days. I did see that Timeless Deborah was on, and I didn't get into a minute of her live because I was too busy dealing with putting this together. I did see her pop up, but I have been in the thick of it. Then I got to sleep around 10. You, I mean, I'm not even going to go there because and this was like, I still had my dealers that I deal with regularly sending me things. So not all of this is a London haul. And I said in the preview, part of the London haul. Because some of this is from my regular dealers. So when I got home, I had to clean everything that I got in from them and go over it all. And then clean everything that I brought home. I was up till 1 a.m. yesterday. And then I got up this morning and did a grocery shop, came home, and I worked on this all day. And I went to sleep at 10. I was meant to get up at 11, and I didn't get up until 11:30. So I'm not trying to be a bad friend or a bad, get to watch everyone's videos and things, or go to your sale. But I'm just really busy. So for that, I apologize, and I'll try and get out a little bit more this week. Last week was just crazy. Hopefully it was wonderful. Sleep? What's that? Who sleeps? Okay. I think I'm going to let you guys request the first one. I'm fresh out of Dancing Girls. Lizzie's not here. What a lovely person she is. Oh, I love days like that. It's unavoidable when you're away. The round pendant with enamel. Yes, I did get to meet Lizzie. I know it's not going to shock you, Yvonne, but I didn't measure it yet. I know which one you mean. And I've discussed this. I thought it was about 1 inch by 1 inch. It's actually 1 inch by 1 inch and a quarter. I guess it's a little bit longer because of the butterfly. And this is in the preview. Yeah, I think it is. And this necklace is listed on eBay US right now. So it's a bit fortuitous because you can see it's not a sold. So you could argue, well, it's not a sold price. But they'll get it. And theirs isn't half as nice as mine. I'm not, you can go look at it yourself. Chinese. They said it's Art Deco. I say it is late Edwardian, very early Art Deco from the influences. It's enamel on carnelian. It's solid sterling, and it's heavily gilt. Not lightly gilt, but heavily gilt. And it's on a 9-karat gold chain. Nine-karat gold antique chain. It's carnelian. It's a butterfly. It's all enameled with carnelian eyes and a carnelian center to the flower. And it's double-sided. I think it's pretty fantastic. Now, this is one of the pieces that I bought from the dealer outside of the crazy jewelry emporium. Oh my God. I'm gonna, there we go. Can you all see it well? So it's 1 inch across and just about 1.25 inches long. I think because of that applique. Those bracelets sometimes, Jane, these cloisonne enameled bracelets with like the subject matter of the Chinese fetch hundreds and thousands. That one on eBay, this will be a buy it now, by the way. The one on eBay is $168. I think it's a weird number. Maybe it's coming up a weird number because of, you know, if I purchased it, I would pay a ton of like taxes and fees and all the things that you guys don't pay. Tax, fees, import, shipping. But it was close to $200 after all of that. And it's just a pendant. The eyes and the carnelian centers are missing on both sides. This pendant is $125, and that includes the 9-karat gold chain. Well, I kind of figured you did, Yvonne, when you asked for it. I think we all did. Thank you. If somebody asked me, I kind of figured they wanted it. It's beautiful, Yvonne. I dare say you will find one in better condition. It's beautiful. I'll try and find you a bracelet. They don't often come up, but I can always look for one. Boy, am I out of practice. I didn't even grab a bag. I just opened new ones. It's all right. So when I came home, Yvonne's my friend on Facebook too. Are you channeling Yvonne? When I came home, I think she came on and like asked me what was new, how I was and things. And I said, "Oh, well, there's lots new. There's this, there's that." And she knew before the auction, some of the pieces, but I did not pre-sell to her. I know there are sellers who will pre-sell. I don't. I don't make it a habit. So if you're new, I will buy for you if you ask me to. If you ask me to look for something. But if I bought it to show everyone, I like to show everyone. I just think it's fair. Some people are just like, yeah, I'll sell it. A sale's a sale. Okay. I know what I'll show you. If I can get through what, Jane? The tangles. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll surprise you with something you haven't seen. Because I don't have room in my previews to show everything. Now, this one already has an extender, but it's Victorian, so you might want another extender, which, not a problem. Now, that's the current extender. This would have been the ends, and someone did what I say to do, the jump rings. You can always do jump rings, but these have been welded. Now you can see the amethyst. Now these necklaces are called fringe or festoon, or usually when they have the double sides are they spider webs, but it's definitely a festoon or a fringe or a drip. But they're incredible amethyst cabochons. So you can see it all the way. I left my roses a little bit long. I have to bring them down a little bit. So this is all set in sterling. I mean, can you see how violet they are? Now, you saw it, Deb, but did I show it on a white bust? I thought maybe you saw it on a black bust. It's so dark it gets lost on a black bust. It really can't. I'm sure. Let's take it off and put it on my hand. I'm sure it's going to look incredible on skin. Oh, it does. Look at it on the skin. It sits at a 16-inch drop now, isn't it? I mean, I love Rose de France amethyst, the pale lavender ones. But if you're going to wear purple, that is purple. It's Victorian, sits at 16 inches. I believe it's completely original. Don't think other than the loops has it had any work. And you know, amethyst is a type of quartz, really. So you can see a bit of the structure in it. I was going to do 125. I think I'll do it by it now. Just because it's easier and we'll get through this a little bit quicker. I think I'll do it at 110. And if something doesn't sell today, that's okay. I'm just, what? Oops, what? You're fine. Oh, you bought it. Did you buy it? Ashley, did you buy it or are you posting it? Oh, don't worry. If it doesn't sell today, it's not a problem. No, don't worry about it. I'm saying the price and then I'm like, nah, I'll do it for 110. You're fabulous. Don't worry about it. Thank you. If there's no interest right away, we'll move, and you know, I'll be here Friday too. So more people will get to see it, and I will honor that price. All right. Maybe we'll show something a little later, Art Deco. This one, I was a little shocked. It's almost 20 inches, which is crazy for Art Deco. And I do believe that the chains are original because the whole thing is chrome. Let me check it and make sure it's not platinum on, because it really looks that quality. I have to loop it because I think there is a tiny something mark on the ring, but platinum we know is a lot more expensive. But you know, if it is and I've missed it because it's just come in, then so be it. Because the stones really do look like the platinum quality. Of course, they're open back, which means no foil, more light, and the stone has to be cut fantastically. And these are, look how long the chain is. No, that's not a whole lot of necklace, but it definitely makes a statement. I mean, you could wear that. Tell me you could not wear that every day with anything. And of course, those are crystal. You can see how they glow. There are boy, does that really look like platinum. In which case, it wouldn't start for under 100. But I can see there's a little mark there. But we're just gonna sell it like it's not and say $70, Ashley. Ashley, is that heart in your name? That is so cute. I always use the crown after mine. I should put the crown in it. Oh God, like it's not long enough. My name's already takes you 10 minutes to say it, so yeah, I need to throw a little symbol after it. It's cute in yours. I think this is another pass for Friday. Now, I'll figure out what it is before then. Even if it is platinum, I'll honor that. Okay. I guess we'll do the butterfly brooch first. And then I'll do the butterfly necklace. I think maybe some of the bigger pieces. Oh my God. Car songs. Now that I don't miss. Car games. I Spy with my little eye. I wanted to burn my little eyes out when I was done. Oh my gosh. This one's is 2 inches long, and it's from frame to frame. It's, believe it or not, an inch wide. And of course it's marked England and sterling. Now I would have to say this one's pretty early because they're almost always dated. Hi, Colleen. It's perfect. I don't believe that this is a morpho because it's more of a purpley blue and gold. You see all the gold coming off of it. goodness. It just looks like the finest velvet. But I dare say I don't think we've had one that's 2 inches long. The one that had a bit of silvering. This one is 2 inches long and perfect. I'd say late Edwardian, you know, early Deco. Watch out, Deb, because it's almost purple. Christmas music. Oh my God. I'll do this one for 90. I'll buy it now. Don't cheetahs growl like a cat? If anything you want, I think you're after the pendant. Like I said, this is also a preview for Friday. We'll probably just stay on a couple hours, and because this isn't my normal night. So a lot of my people won't, you know, I mean, of course, hello. Some of them are here, the important ones. Yeah, well, there are panels like this in your bracelet. You do have some of the purple, like electric blue, purple ones. But this, you know, like all of them, they turn different colors every way you move it. Ooh. It almost turned green there. Thank you, Jeanette. Oh, it did turn green. Oh, that has a lot of color shift. You got, oh, I know you did. I know. But I dare say, once you see that pendant, you might want it. I have a lot of my own butterfly jewelry, and I want it. Well, when I show it and explain, and I'm quite sure this is my bougie Portobello Road dealer that I got this from. The shop that you Did I show? No, I didn't take a video in there. It's, no, thank you, sweetheart. It, I think it's only photos, and I need to make like a London collage up and put those photos up. And I'll put her name up as well. You can check the shop out online. Now she's mad about bugs. So mad as in she goes crazy for them. So some of the very best bugs, spiders, and what else did she have there? Butterflies, and just any manner. Hey Deborah, I'm so sorry I missed you today, honey. I'm gonna come back up and see what you said. Oh, yeah, the shop. The Portobello Road shop. Incredible, incredible things, you know, out of my personal price range, way out of, you know, what I've ever brought to YouTube. But she does get pieces in that I can bring to you all. And I can't believe she let go of this one because she confided, and I said how different it was, because normally you don't see more than one butterfly in a piece. Now, saying that, this thing is the biggest pendant I've ever seen. And it's over 2 inches long. Oh, good. I mean, not good that you pixelated, but good. I was, when I saw yesterday that you were going to be on, I was like, well, okay, well, unless she's on for 4 hours, which is easy to do, we're not going to overlap. And if you were on anywhere near me, I just left for the last hour and a half. So, oh, I'm so glad I can come back in. I mean, I'll get to see you, and you all should go see Deborah. Somebody, I said to someone that I didn't want to be on the same time as you. You know, I didn't want our channels to, like, you know, have to work against each other. And they said, does she sell? I'm like, of course she sells. Check her out. She has beautiful things. No, it's just consideration. She does. She has like a lot of everything. Well, I'm not gonna call you out, Yvonne. But check out Deborah. Since you called yourself out. Goof. God, she is goofy. I constantly tell you guys to subscribe. Okay. Oh, great. Like, I didn't know that Tanya was on at this time. Fantastic. No biggies. I think my people stay with me and her people, or, you know, we all have sort of our regulars. So, anyways, the chain on this is very long, 22 inches. Oh, that was a teaser. Put the chain up. Of course, it's sterling. And of course, this pendant is sterling. And it does have 3 butterflies behind glass in sterling. And it is British hallmarked for 1922. She is always on Sundays, but I thought later. Like, I didn't think she started till like 6 p.m. her time. See, I don't like to step on anyone's toes. And especially, this isn't my night. But I had so much. I'd be with you guys 6 or 8 hours if I showed you everything on Friday. So I had to break it up. Well, saying that, back to the butterfly. It's 2 inches long, and there are 3 butterfly wings behind the glass. And they are 3 very distinct wings. And the one that's almost pink is extinct. Yeah, you don't intentionally like to go up against other people, but if it happens, it happens. And there's no intent, no malice intended. And yet it is that big. You know, I've got big hands. I think I have I had the camera zoomed. No, you don't mean to step on anyone's toes. Of course you don't. We're not here to like create enemies. Yeah, I don't think the camera is actually doing it justice either, and that's the pity of it. And it is not washed out at all. It's crazy. The color on it is so bright and so intense. No, it's not yellow. I mean, it's pink and it goes to peach and then it goes to yellow. And then just below it, it's colors that like frosted eyeshadow from like the 90s, the crazy bright frosted eyeshadow. It is huge. It's over 2 inches long. It's the most incredible butterfly piece. I mean, look around. You'll never find another one like it. I don't even know why she got rid of it. And, well, I can tell you I'm not making much of a profit on it. But my big pieces, I really hardly ever do. Unless I'm able to find them, I'm able to spot them in the wild or from a dealer who doesn't know what they have. Then, then I'll pick them up. And then I'll make a bit more on it. This is a dealer who she values jewelry for other people. And she's a gemologist. So I can't believe I pried it out of her hands anyway. There are all the British hallmarks. And it's dated for 1922. And I will find, if it doesn't sell tonight, I will find the name of the butterfly that this is. Well, she said it's extinct, so but she couldn't think of the name of it either. And I was like, well, how many pink looking butterflies could be extinct? And then I found out there are a few. Yeah, this bit here is just pink, and then it goes to coral, and then it goes to like gold. And then it fades down into a green. And then that wing is green. Like an intense neon green shadow, eyeshadow. And then of course that's the morpho. But this piece, if I did buy it now, would have to be $175. And again, if it doesn't sell tonight, I'm gonna take this off and start showing something else. Then we'll show it Friday. Not a problem. I kind of get the feeling like none of these big pieces are going to sell tonight because we just don't have the, I don't want to say the right crowd, because you guys are definitely the right crowd, but might not be the night for it. Let's see. Of course you can see the lily of the valley. Now I put Haskell question mark because I know for a fact the Haskell have done, but don't worry about it, honey. Like I said, if this winds up being like, if you or whoever picks up a few pieces that they wanted before Friday, now I am going to send a piece out for Jeb tomorrow, but she pre-bought something that I found for her aunt for her birthday. Yeah, of course it's Father's Day. My poor husband, I meant to take him out for dinner, and I was so busy that I told him, I said, honey, we're going to have to do it another night. I said, first of all, the restaurants are going to be heaving. Secondly, I don't have time to go out, eat, and then come back and pick up where I left off. I said, so you just please excuse me. I'll take you out another evening. So yeah, we didn't even go out for Father's Day. I made him a panini on our little sandwich grill, but he loved it. Oh, Deb, this is you could put an extender because it is a shepherd's hook. It is milk glass. I do believe that it is early 19, probably 20s. I think this is a very early piece. And she did do these Lily of the Valley that were pin set. No, Lori. I think we're doing like show and tell because people are just like distracted with Father's Day, and this isn't my regular night. So it's a shepherd's hook, and that's sort of like an extender. And it's 16 inches. It was probably like for a 14-inch. But it's so beautiful. And it's so very well made. If it's not early Haskell, then it was someone that was copying early Haskell. But I will guarantee you that it's at least 100 years old. At least 100, shall I say. I think it's early 1920s. And it's snow white milk glass. It's absolutely fabulous. I have worn it once. I will confess to that. I did feel a bit of a princess in it. You know me, I'll strike a conversation up with everyone. I wish I would have talked to the guy in the kilt in the market. Did you see him? What a character he was. I mean, he had a kilt and a fez. He was styling. He had his Scottish socks on. Dear God, he had to be dying. It was so hot that day. And that was the day that it actually cooled off. And it was still like probably 85. And he had wool kilt on. He was dashing. There were quite a few like people that dressed. I don't want to say they dressed up. I think they dressed like that all the time. Ah, Deb, you have to watch it. Pay no, maybe don't watch it around the kids because there was somebody that cursed. Some guy f bombed. I don't know if y'all caught that. Oh baby, there's nothing like a hot man in a skirt. I never thought that a man in a skirt would turn me on until Braveheart. Oh God, she's saying blessed Sunday. We're talking about hot men in skirts. I am so sorry, Anna. I didn't mean to offend you. But thank you. I hope your day's blessed too, sweetheart. Oh, who doesn't like a man? I mean, I think we're all ladies here. Oh, I love you, Anna. Anna always comes in and tells everyone the thumbs up. Um, well, if they're hot, let's hope nothing. I tell the story of when I went to Scotland with my husband, who was, oh God, some brogues are so thick, Yvonne. And I think I've talked about my husband's one of his best friends that's from Scotland. He has Glaswegian, they call it, Glaswegian accent. And for years, I couldn't understand him when he spoke. But when we went to Scotland, I always said, "Oh, guys in kilts are hot." Well, of course, they wear nothing, or they're supposed to. Ew, but that itchy wool. Whoever Ian was and said 100,000. Well, I'll take 100,000 for it, but I was at it was even though I think it's Marion Haskell, it was only 125. But anyway, in Scotland, did I see hot men in kilts? Absolutely. Military men in their full regalia. They're supposed to go bare under them, but they're all wool. I think that would be awfully itchy. So they're, yeah, hot young military men. Who hit on me? Uh, uh, well, yeah, with good breeze, and definitely be a peekaboo. This older dude with a little tummy. He was probably, I don't know, maybe 65. Looked to be a pensioner. Oh, he was so flirty. The hot young military man? Nah. Lizzie, what are you doing? Oh, I've got photos. I have photos, Jeanette. Don't worry. In fact, if we can't go abroad this year, oh, Ramel's here. I'm sorry, we're not all women. How did I miss you, Ramel? Oh, bless you. Men in kilts. Oh my God. How did we go from Miriam Haskell to kilts? How did we take these turns? Listen to a bunch of hens cackle. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, if a guy has great legs, come on, let's see him. Put him out there. I don't know, want to see, Big Jim and the twins, especially under a woolly skirt. Absolutely. Hey, my mom said it best. Yeah, I steal her line all the time. I never thought big hair and a short skirt would turn me on, but unless it's Braveheart. Well, meat and two veg, Big Jim and the twins. You know, my son, his first summer, I potty trained him. I put him in a long t-shirt. He never wore pants that first summer. Oh my God. He's like, oh, what are you watching? Who's on there talking about Big Jim and the twins in a skirt? Just say, oh, we're talking about fashion, honey. Skirts. Yeah. Sure. Oh, that's right. You put it on the big screen TV. Oh my God, we're busted. We're busted. As my husband sleeps and snores above us. When I first met my husband, I thought he had really, really nice legs. And then his mom pointed out that he has like not not knobbly knees. I don't want you to say. Oh, I did buy a lot of cool things. I don't want to say he has like he's knock-kneed or anything. He's not. He's just got those kind of kneecaps that, they're pronounced. He has a pronounced kneecap. Yeah, it is milk glass. Are we talking about jewelry still? And and I never noticed until his mom pointed it out. He had a pair of shorts on in a picture, in a photo, and I said, "Oh, he has nice legs, doesn't he?" And she said, "Yeah, real nice, except for those knobbly knees." I'm like, "No, I can't unsee it." 10 years. Every time he wears a pair of shorts, all I can see are his knees. I'm not looking at a nice calf or a nice thigh. No, I'm looking at his knees. Damn her. Yes, I said it. Damn her. That's mother-in-law's for you, though. She doesn't watch me. I'm safe. And if she does, oh well. Okay, ladies. Chicken legs. Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I said, I think we're going to wind up with a show and tell unless somebody picks up a piece or two, which is fine with me. Honey, by that point, I'd already seen all those parts. Suspected early in Miriam Haskell. 125. When and if it sells. Oh dear God, Lizzie, you had to go there. Yeah, Lily of the Valley, 125. I'm just going to start showing pieces and throwing out prices. And if someone buys, they buy. And if not, then we're going to... The jet locket and the necklace. Okay. See, now Yvonne knows what she wants. She's just going to say it. And if you know what you want, shout it out. I will show it. I trust you all saw the preview. I don't bring out a ton of pieces. Could I? Of course I can. But I don't. Would you believe that this chain is, well, it's all jet, and it is it's 18 inches long. The pendant is 1.5 inches long by 1.25 inches wide. It is very finely carved. I've seen pendants like her, just a pendant, and it's mounted on metal because it is jet, it has to be. And the cords that go to the necklace go through those tubes to hold it. It is definitely a morning piece. So it's 18-inch drop, so that's 36 inches of jet. 36 inches of carved jet. Yeah, she does have forget-me-nots in her hair. Because she would be a morning piece, forget-me-not. I'm going to put the white bust up so you can see it, because she'll get lost on that black one. I'm just showing this because I don't think there's enough people in here to make it an auction, and it really needs to be an auction. So I will give you a starting price where I'll start it, once we've got 2 people to go on it. If that's tonight or Friday, that's fine. But she has to start at $225. I've seen the pendants, the locket. She's not a locket, she's a pendant, but she's very finely carved. I've seen them themselves go for 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends on the room. But I think when you get 36 inches of carved jet and that fantastic Victorian locket, she has to start at $225. I don't know if we're going to get an auction going tonight on her, honestly. But I will leave her up for a couple minutes for you guys to enjoy while I figure out something else. What I'm going to show you next. I should have just made this instead of a sales video. Maybe Yvonne wanted to have a sale this evening. I couldn't let her go for $225, Yvonne. I really couldn't. I've got almost that much in it. But you asked to see it. So while we're doing that, Why don't I show you the other mourning piece? I actually have some more mourning pieces coming in for Friday. If they're, how about this? If it's a buy it now, there are people are dropping off like flies. Because if it's a buy it now, they probably saw that price, $225. What? It is what it is. If you collect mourning jewelry, you know what it's worth. I don't have to tell all of you that. I mean, I don't have to tell regular viewers that. I mean, it's not new, modern, or even vintage costume. What I sell a lot of are priceless antiques. You heard the dealer in London, the Irish lady, telling me she can't get her hands on jet. Well, I guess I'm lucky because I'm able to source it pretty regularly. And I only pick the most fantastic pieces to bring to you guys. Saying that, I'm hoping that Bob has the locket done for Friday. The locket that, not locket, it was a brooch, and now it's going to be a pendant. That hand-painted jet piece. Well, actually, I have the front of it. He has the back of it. Because we were able to take it apart. And I can show that to you. And I can also show you that it's signed something, the artist's name. That's okay, honey. And remember I said, oh, the name was either August. But I think it was made in August, and the person's name is scratched below it. Well, the next piece is Irish that I'll show you. And that's a hand-painted Victorian mourning portrait with a carved jet surround. And it'll make a fabulous pendant. We'll put it back together when, of course, Bob gets that done. Speaking of Irish, do you remember the little piece that I thought was jet because it was so black? Now, some of these haven't been, some of these pieces haven't been handled. But these beads would have been handled because they're worry beads. And they're very tactile, actually very beautiful. And they're also Irish bog oak. Very long strand of Irish bog oak, actually. Yeah, I can take a picture of the back. Yeah, I said I was going to take a photo of the back before we put it back together. I think that Irish seller would have passed out. I didn't want to say that I had a big long strand of carved Irish bog oak because it's kind of like boasting. Oh, wow, you have all this. I have a strand of, you have one little brooch. I have a great big long strand of it. So, yeah, I'm not a boastful person. And besides, I was there to find out what she had. She didn't need to know what I had. These are 26 inches long, so they'd be opera length. These would have to start at 225 as well. Irish bog oak. I've seen little brooches go, the solds go 75 to 100. Oh, this set, I don't care if you're Irish and you're a dealer, it would still, they're still very impressive. And they're worry worn. Do you know what I mean? They're sharp, but you can feel that they've been handled. There's one, that one looks like it's chipped. But, and you can see the black goes all the way through even though they were chipped. It's like a petrified wood. Irish bog oak. It still feels woody, but it's, black all the way through. So there's those. I'm just going to put up pieces and, if somebody wants them. They're worry beads. They're mourning beads. I want to wait till Friday, Lori. I really need to. Now, not that I paid like a ton, like I paid over 150. So even if I sold them at 225, it would be a decent profit. But they're you know what I mean? I want to wait. It's not the profit that I would make. Do you know what I mean, sweetheart? I'm not worried about profit, honestly. I would love to make the profit that people think I do. But I think I'd sell a lot more if I did. But normally I only have one sale a week. And yeah, do I sell for hours? Of course I do. Because I only have one sale. The Russian amber? Yeah, I'll show the Russian amber. It is a job, but I want to get my pieces out there. It's not that I'm trying to make a name for myself in this, but what name I have, I want it to be good. I want to bring the best. Anybody can, yeah, anybody can, pop into a thrift store, or, even an estate sale. Trust me, I put a lot more than that into it. Yvonne, the Russian is, did I say 8.5? Size 8.5, the ring. And maybe even a little bit more because it has the, the open back. Now, you know how they make some amber rings to look like Art Nouveau. Thank you, Jeanette. I'm I'm so glad that you attach me to them. I mean, that really touches my heart. But the piece, after I'm gone, the piece will be here. So the ring's 1.25 inches long, and I'll put it on my hand, and just over 1 inch wide. And it's not one of the rings that's made to look old. This ring is old. It is Russian. It's clearly hallmarked on the inside and out. The Russian rings are getting very hard to get a hold of. Oh, bless. And of course, it's not heat treated because it's over 100 years old. It's Edwardian. Oh, it's completely natural. And you said the 8.5? I don't know if you can make out the hallmarks on the inside. But you clearly can to the, I mean, my naked eye, and I'm blind. But do you see how translucent it is? You can nearly see my finger through it. I so appreciate all of you that appreciate me and appreciate what I bring. Yes, it's Edwardian. Yeah, you can see it glowing, back glowing. I nearly gave Yvonne this ring, and I'll let her tell you that story. Yvonne, and anyone else who's interested, it's an 8.5. It's Edwardian, and I think it's an absolute steal at $150. Yvonne, are you going to tell the story, or am I going to tell the story? It's probably easier for me to tell it. Oh, I didn't even see her buy it. Listen what she did. she said to me, I didn't get, no, but you're not a dingbat. Don't say that. She said, I didn't get my amber ring. She said, did you forget? Listen, guys, I think I'm with it, but I've been kind of running on empty. So I thought, oh my God, did I short her a ring? And she said the ring, And we're not going to mention what ring it was or whatever. And I said, well, wait a minute, I thought that went to this person. And she was like, no, I think I bought it. I'm like, well, you check PayPal and I'll check it too. So I checked it and it wasn't there, but I let her come back, because the buyer's always right. she comes back and she says, "Oh no, that was another person. That wasn't me." Oh my god, I was crapping razor blades. I don't want to lose a single thing, guys. Oh, I was dying. And you second guess yourself. You're like, uh, did I? Was it? I was. You don't want to lose someone's jewelry. Oh no. I'll have to send you chocolate and wine for your birthday, Lizzie. Because guess what? I didn't bring a bottle of wine to you. I had to bring it back home. I wasn't going to leave a bottle of Poulet Fumé for the maids. Okay, Lori, which sale? Because I think are you one behind? Her birthday is in July. Soon. Well, you might think I'm the bestest girl, but I'm not going to leave a bottle of Poulet Fumé for the maids. I left a $5 on the pillow, but I'm not leaving a bottle of expensive wine. I wrapped it up and brought it home. Because you know how much I drink. If I'm out with friends, I will. Was that the last one, the very last sale though? Or the one before it? Oh my gosh, I would have to go back through my invoices, Christina, to tell you exactly which video it was. Oh, of course, I remember everything that everyone buys. Or at least I thought I did till Yvonne tested my sanity. Do you mean to say you didn't get it, Christina? Is that what you're saying, honey? You didn't get it? Oh, good God. Here come the razor blades. No, 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 no. No, I know when she got it. I mean, I know when she bought it. Oh, well, we'll go through PayPal then. We'll look through the PayPal receipts. That'll be easy. Kirsten, you have me sweating here. If you didn't pay for it, then okay. But if you did pay for it and you didn't get it, because I know I don't have it, so that means it was sent out. And I think I know which one you're talking about, but we'll go back and check this all later. I'm serious, I have a sweat. I broke out into an instant sweat. I'm like, oh my God. What now? I need to put this. I have that I have a new quartz crystal because the other one is I'm holding it for another buyer. But I did get a new one. And I will show you this. Whoo, Christina, my God. don't put an old lady in a panic. Kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding. My fan is upstairs. It was actually cold here. Wait a minute. I have really woolly slippers on. Maybe that's the problem too. That's probably half of it. Let me kick the woolly slippers off. Quartz rock crystal. You know, there's a difference. I hope I've explained that, and then I'll show you the dragon's breath. You've won. Of course I will. Now, a lot of them are short. That one's 18 inches long. I mean, I've had really long ones and sold them. But that one's 18. Yes, we know you love your quartz rock crystal. It's gorgeous. Oh, guys, do you remember me saying I'm going to make bracelets to keep us all cool? Well, I got enough beads in that are, let's say, bracelet friendly. The size of them are bracelet friendly. So I'm going to make 2 bracelets up on chain. So you'll be able to fasten them easily. Of course, there's a rock cut. And they're not going to be crazy money either because the beads are like maybe that size. But they're still ice cold. They're still going to keep you cooler. It's hard to source, you know, the smaller beads. It really is. And you know, a lot of these beads come from a lot of this quartz rock crystal, the old stuff like this is from China. Now, there is a place in the United States, I think in Little Rock, Arkansas, that has the crystal clear quartz. And to my knowledge, I haven't had an American quartz necklace. I think these are all of the ones that I've had are probably Chinese, or I do have a pendant that is Russian rock crystal. And those are, I guess, supposed to be very sought after. I have one, and I actually have another one on the way. Oh, where did I put it? We'll run into it, I'm sure. Oh, here it is. Now, this one is 1940s. Girl, I bet you do after days in a car with kids. I'm going to have to source some more beads because I think I can only make 2 right now. But we'll check. We'll see. I'm buying them up as I can. Yeah, I think I'm making a few bracelets for sure. This is Russian rock crystal. Of course, set in sterling. On a long antique or vintage curb sterling chain. And it's on a very long chain. Where's my tape at? Of course, at my feet. The pendant is 1.25 inches, but from the bail to the bottom, it's nearly 2 inches long. Now, the chain is signed silver and 925. The bail is signed silver and 925. And it's not silver, it's just SIL. I bought this from a dealer, my Polish amber dealer, who brought it back from Poland and said that he bought it in Russia. And I guess it's the way they're cut that they can determine whether or not where they're from. And I'll show you the cuts. Now, the one that I have coming in is Art Deco, and I'm pretty sure that it's signed with full Russian hallmarks. I think they kind of dropped them in the 40s, you know, Cold War and all that happiness. Wasn't good for business. But something to do with the rock cut faceting in the back of it. That identifies them as Russian. Because the top you can see is not cut like a modern diamond. That's an old cut. That's an old cut oval. But it's like a kaleidoscope. It's just one of those pieces that's mesmerizing when you pick it up. And that's why I think it should be on a long chain. so you could pick it up and look at it. Like a fidget spinner, but jewelry. I'm sorry, but my favorite jewelry is jewelry. Oh, you have to wear your rock crystal to keep cool. Is jewelry you can look. And I don't mean look at yourself in the mirror. That's why I like rings. That's why I like bracelets. And that's why I like pendants that are long. And remember me saying the rock crystal is clear, but it's not as clear as like crystal. I mean, it's not as white. Kind of looks like ice. And because this one's 1940s, I'm going to do it for $95. Of course, the earlier one's going to be a little more expensive. Okay, Yvonne. I didn't take you for a crystal girl. You are now. I told you all, Yvonne wanted the show. She's like, you can't bring all that back and tempt me and not have a show. All right, Yvonne, since you asked for them, what dragon's breath do you want to see? Uh-oh, Star's here. I have another one coming in, Lori. I have an Art Deco one coming in. It's been a lot of show and tell, Sarah. Not a problem. Yvonne's bought a few pieces. Jeanette bought a beautiful butterfly brooch to go with her butterfly bracelet. The ring of the dragon's breath. Now that can be sized because it's gold. But I think it's a 7.5 right now. Lori, there's some of my favorite pieces, those rock crystals. I'll always get more. But my most recent purchase is from the 1920s. Yeah, right now, Yvonne, this sits at a 7.5. But I don't see any reason why it couldn't be sized up at least 2 or 3 sizes. Now, this piece, I told you, oh yeah, it's gold. It's 15 karat gold. This piece is Art Nouveau. This is the earliest dragon's breath that I've ever seen. And I did just acquire Fred Harvey era Native American earrings, and they're screwbacks, dragon's breath. So they're actually, you know, the Mexican glass, but Native American signed Fred Harvey era dragon's breath earrings. You guys all know I love dragon's breath, so every chance I get, I snap it up. But this ring is Art Nouveau. It's I'll show you. So first of all, it's set belly up. So it's always at an angle. So the breath is always rolling across it. And it's set up so you can see it glowing underneath. So the top of this ring, ooh, better? Hi, Sharon. 7.5 at the moment, Lori. But I'm going to show you the back. And I'll show it to you on the hand as well, so you can see what it looks like on the hand. So the top of this is sterling. It test is sterling. Okay, XRF test, not scritchy, you know, not scratch and well, I did that first. Okay, I'm not shoving it down on my knuckles. My hands and my feet are still swollen from London, from the heat. Now I'm going to show you the back. Now the front of the setting is open, and the stone is set, you know, belly up. So the light goes up underneath of it. And any way you move it, the breath rolls across it. It's an incredible stone because it's an early stone, or a piece of glass, actually, you know. So this ring is sterling. And the band, it's going to be hard to get it into focus. Let me see if I can zoom on it, which is scary. The band has what's called a barked finish. So it looks like tree bark. Okay. This is Art Nouveau. So it's late 1800s. And the band is 15 karat gold. And it's only marked with a G. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm scared. I'm touching it. This band, let's see if you can see the G, I think, was attached to this front bit with platinum. And the back of the ring has actually been repaired with platinum. There's a little bit of platinum there. So this ring is silver, gold, and platinum. And Art Nouveau, Bohemian Dragon's Breath. Is it the biggest dragon's breath I've ever had? No. But does it still have a lot of presence on the hand? You bet. I would include sizing with this with Bob, Krabby Bob. Now, I would include sizing for 2 sizes, and that's gold. That's not silver sizing. So it's going to cost me about between 30 and 40 pounds to have it sized. If it needs to go up. Now, if it needs to go down, it's not as much, obviously, because he keeps the gold or the platinum, because he's going to take that platinum bit out, you know, if it needs to go smaller. But this ring has to be 200. Because you will never find another one. Colleen, oh my gosh, she's moving. You don't need to buy things. Thank you. You wanted it a 6.5, or do you want to keep it as a 7.5? Somebody let me know because I'm grabbing a bag. If she hasn't fallen asleep. She may have fallen asleep. Okay, hon. Yeah, I would leave it where it is because you could put like on your index finger, or if you're gonna, once you start up, having it as 7.5 is going to be an advantage. Because most people their hands aren't as tiny as yours. We're hoping Colleen, when she moves to New Mexico, I mean, I don't know, she'd have to release that, but I'm hoping that she'll sell. I've been there, and anyone who else has been there to Santa Fe or in that area knows that's a well-to-do and just kind of a cool, funky area. I think like selling jewelry there would be pretty easy. No, you don't, Sarah. Everything's with you. Killer Queen Vintage. Oh, the pillows at that hotel were ridiculous. Thank God I brought my silk pillowcases. My hair's curly. If I don't sleep on a silk pillowcase, I'm not a princess. Yeah, okay, I'm a queen. Whatever. But my hair's curly. If I don't sleep on silk, forget it. This one's tiny. And I'm afraid that the dealer blew my pictures up. And I hate when they do that. But they measure everything in metric here. And I know I've been here 10 years. Farmington. I'm sorry. They measure everything in millimeters, mostly. Centimeters and millimeters. And 2 centimeters is less than an inch. In fact, 2 centimeters is just about 3/4 of an inch. Now, the chain on this is 10 karat gold. But the setting is 15 karat gold. And there are bright dragon's breath and there are jelly dragon's breath. That is a jelly dragon's breath. Now, the pendant and the bell are 15 karat. The chain's 10 karat. It's on an 18-inch chain. Personally, I think I'd put it on a gold charm bracelet. Or a little bit longer chain so I could pick it up and look at it. Because what good is a dragon's breath if you can't really look at it? So if it were bigger, I'd want a lot more money out of it. But as it is, I feel like, yeah, is it fabulous? Yes. Did I get duped on the size? Mm-hmm. Would I ever dupe you on the size? No. I mean, I'll show you a close-up picture just so you can see the details. But, you know, when I show it, I'm going to show it to you. I think it's just a nice size charm. I wouldn't call it a pendant. Or unless you like tiny things. But it is 15 karat gold. And it does have some weight. It's very well made. And 15 karat means that it's probably Victorian. The latest it is Edwardian. Because it's not marked, I had to have it XRF'd. I hate to tell you what I paid for the darn thing. I'm not going to make a nickel on it. Not 1 penny. I'm going to sell it for what I got it for because I feel like I was duped. But, you know what I mean? I'm not going to try and, like, play it off to you. Like, oh, well, this is the biggest, most fabulous dragon's breath. It is fabulous. Is it fabulous? Oh, yeah. It's incredible. It has everything that you want in a dragon's breath. Tons of color play, tons of breath. It glows. But it's basically a beautiful charm on, you know, a nice chain. $95 is what I paid for it, and that's what I'll charge for it. I mean, it was like 70 pounds, so that's not, actually that's over 100, but I'll charge 95. You'll pay over 95 for a charm these days, let alone a dragon's breath charm. No, an antique dragon's breath charm. If there's no takers tonight, we'll wait till Friday. Not a problem. Like I said, it's been more of a show and tell tonight. Speaking of which, Ashley, I'm going to have this verified because they're small. But they are ice cold. But I'm going to have someone with a Presidium to look at them. Yeah, it has been. But that's all right. No. There are no regrets. I love you all. I missed you all. I couldn't wait to see you all again. It really felt I know I was being personal, but I felt impersonal not being able to talk to you all while, I was showing you London. Because it was so hard just to like focus. This one I'm going to have checked to see if it's rock crystal, Ashley. The 3-layered checkerboard faceted in sterling. And it is vintage with an extender. And yes, they're bezel set. I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know. I'm going to have it checked this week. But I think it's rock crystal. Oh, the big quartz, the big honker. Oh, she's a beauty. I have an even because I know how to estimate millimeter sizes into carat. And I'll teach you guys how to do that. So it's an emerald cut. And it's what's called a step emerald cut. So let's see, what would that be? 20 by 25. It's a 20 by 25. And then you approximate the depth of the stone and the shape of the stone. And there will be guides. Now, as it sits, it's only about a 4.5 at the best. But it's sterling, and Bob could take the stone out of the setting to resize it. I think comfortably it could go up at least 3 sizes. It is Art Deco. If I had to guess, I would say over 30 carats. I mean, I'm saying over 30 carats would be safe, a safe guess. Colleen, you like rocks. It's a 4.5 right now. But I think it could go up to maybe a 7.5 or an 8. I really don't want to sell it tonight because I want to take it to Bob. I just got it in. I want Bob to tell me how far he can take it up before I sell it, because I don't want to sell it to you. And then, you know, if I take it to Bob and Bob says, no, I can't do a 7, you know. You know, it does look kind of aesthetic Victorian, doesn't it? It does have that aesthetic look to it. But I'll talk to Bob tomorrow and see how far he can take it up, because it is only a 4.5. She's tiny, you know, it sits at a tiny size right now. I'll likely do it at auction and probably start it at 125. I'm going to, honey. And then I'll bring it back to you on Friday and I'll have more clear answers. Now, it's funny you said that, Sarsar, because it was sold to me as Art Deco. But now that you say that, that does look very Victorian aesthetic. Let's take a look at the inside. Do you know the silver content? It's supposedly XRF, and they said sterling. But the silver content, whether or not this has been sized, I think I see a little something in there. I think I just see the beginnings of, or what's left of the word silver. Just there. But here's the gallery. It's got a very small coulee, you know, the pointy bit on the bottom for such a huge stone. But the proportions of the stone are lovely. Oh, no, I wouldn't have him change anything. He would size the back, sweetheart. And the back's actually been kind of squared on this. So that makes it a smaller size than what it normally is. That's why it's just over 4.25 on the ring sizer. But I'm going to say, because that open bit and how that's squared, that it's at least a 4.5. No, I wouldn't have him change anything on it other than the size. And that he sizes at the very back. I think they did actually have larger rings, Yvonne. I mean, yeah, they have little teeny tiny ones too. But something like a quartz, they would have went larger with. That's an incredible quartz. They're not all crystal like that. You know, they're not all clear. But there's that early stone thing again. Okay, Yvonne thinks this is funky. And I think it's funky too. But the piece that I first showed, the book chain. And I explained to her that these book chains were not just, now this is called a locket book chain because it has this bit where the locket would hang from it. And this is all Victorian aesthetic. The aesthetic, or ES. Wait a minute. Is it A or E? E. No. A. Oh, for God's sakes. A. Aesthetic. A-E, yes. Ugh. I'm telling you, I'm tired, guys. It's a Victorian aesthetic book chain locket piece. But it wasn't just for the locket. I'm quite sure that once upon a time, there would have been a lot of charms because it was used like a charm bracelet. Now this is Victorian. And does anyone know what the symbol is? That's the thumb going through the first two fingers. It's a figa, F-I-G-A. That's an amethyst. It can be rude. It can be rude, or it can ward off evil. It depends on what culture you are. That's the thing. It depends on what culture you are. You know, Victorians used it to ward off evil. And this piece is definitely Victorian. And it is also petrified wood. And it's clearly marked and tested 900 silver. And I love the nails. And someone said to me, oh, is there a nail missing? And there's not. They just, you can see they only had the silver caps on 3 of the fingers. And that's the truth. I mean, in some cultures, it means, you know, a lady's business. In other cultures, it means wards off the evil eye. In other cultures, it's kind of like a, you know, a F-U, you know, Italians, if they put their thumb between their finger, that's the same as giving someone the finger. So it depends on your, it depends on your point of view and your culture, how you see it. I think it's kind of elegant looking. So, we're going to go with wards off evil rather than a lady's business. I would also meant the figa comes from the Latin word fig, and it was sort of a status symbol, wealth. But I've never ever seen one in petrified wood. I have seen them in wood. I've seen them in onyx. I've seen them in gold. I've seen them in coral. I can't tell you how many I've seen, but I've never ever seen one in petrified wood, ever. So it was so unique I had to buy it. There's that. Ooh, plunk. Yes, it's wood or petrified. It's stone. What else? Oh, I'm gonna have more garnets for Friday. This is good that, you know, we kind of get to preview all this. But the giant behemoth raspberry is back. Of course, all pyro, all bohemian cut, rose cut. I have to start that book chain at 250, and that is bare. That's going to be, if that goes for 250, I'm going to sob and cry. But I will start it at 250 because that's what I was able to purchase it for. Those necklaces go for 5, 6, 7 and up every day. It's the most incredible one, Sar. It's the most incredible one I have seen. I mean, it's had one repair I know from me that I had to have Bob reset some. I had to buy another brooch to replace the missing stones. And he said it's had other repairs. But you know, it's 160, 170 years old. Come on, he's not going to have repairs at that age. But this one's the same age. This is Bohemian in a low carat gold. This one's Bohemian in a low carat gold. These are late Bohemian, early Victorian. You know, Bohemian and Victorian kind of ran together, but these are, you know what I mean? The latter part of the 1800s. And I think they were screwbacks and converted. Now, I did sell a pair of screwbacks. And the band's Victorian. And 14 karat gold. All hallmarked. Fabulous garnets. And then I have the two. This one is almondine. These are almondine. I'm not a chippy person, but these are almondine on original silk. And they're antique. These are 1930s, I would say. These ones. I love them because they're stone and they're ice cold, and these have been polished smooth. Even though they're chippies, they're smooth. Oh, that set has not come in yet, Yvonne, and that's why it's good for having things on Friday. And you'll all see them. I'll have them in. I'll show them on a haul video tomorrow. I'll have them in tomorrow. There's a deco set coming, Lizzie, that they are bohemian garnets that have been reset in a deco setting. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if I should. Maybe I showed you. Since we're gonna do a few more things and then just to show and tell, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Pooped. I'm kind of glad that it's more of a show and tell. Buy if it's the right price. And yeah, next Friday's show, but I'll show them tomorrow on the daily haul. Of course, I wanted to show you. You guys have seen these. The fabulous Austro-Hungarian with the whirl pearls. The clips that I said you can be used for your hair, dress clips, or I'm not done yet. If you need to go somewhere, I'm going to show a few more pieces. But I'm not going to be on a whole lot longer. Okay, I finally got the chain in for the necklace. It, of course, is all real pearls and sterling. Yes. Yeah, regular night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, wait. There are pearl stations all the way up it. Honey, if that's not regal, I don't know what is. Sterling silver with a very soft gilt. Austro-Hungarian, 1860s to 1920s. That was the Austro-Hungarian Empire. I would say 1860s, 1880-ish. That was the big Renaissance period. When they would all dress up and do their masquerade balls. And they wanted to dress up like old masters' paintings. This is a simple piece, but a beautiful piece. Of course, they're bugle beads and they're fire polished, which means they were, now they polish them in a kiln. These were actually on a rod and put into fire. And it's Art Deco. It's a flapper bracelet. And it's still in fabulous condition. Oh, we can get you a tiara, not a problem. I had a crown. But of course, I split with my ex, and I literally left my crown there. Yeah, it was a bad breakup. Here nor there. Let's see, what else? I've brought you quite a few flower necklaces from the Art Deco uranium ones, but I've never brought you, well, I think I had one Niger early, so maybe you remember what the flowers look like. But that one, I don't believe, was marked Czechoslovakia. These are their findings, and these are definitely their flowers. So I hope you can see that on camera. But these are the Niger uranium pin set flowers. And it's a wearable length too. It's not bad at all. What else do I have going on? But where's the Russian enamel? Where's that big long Russian enamel piece? Here it is. I think there was a picture in the preview, but you really can't appreciate it until you see it. Now, this isn't gouache enamel or gouache, the machine turned. This is all hand enamel. It's Russian. It's Victorian, and it's in immaculate condition. That's the pendant. These, I'm sure, were screwbacks at one time and converted, because I've seen the screwbacks before. But every bit of it, including the ear wires, are sterling. These are the matching earrings. What else is there? Oh, Edwardian Dragon's Breath. How did I forget those? And a fluff hair I can see on the camera. Sorry. Edwardian Dragon's Breath bar brooch. The sawtooth setting. Is that I have to find the other earring. But I have some carved jet screw back earrings. Thank you for coming in, Lori. Love you. See you soon. I have loads of Victorian brooches and Art Deco brooches. I got 2 silver mauve pearl rings in. One's more blue, the other one's more silver. This one's older. This one's a lot heavier, more substantial band. Two new amber rings. Might have more by Friday. Well, other than the one that Yvonne already bought. $1970s. I think 1960s on this one. Maybe 70s. Oh, Niger tomb beads. Like my ones that y'all went gaga over. But these are cobalt. And they're long. And I mean some random stuff. More Murano. Well, the last ones I had were check. These are Murano. These are very long. And crystal. Love the color. And crystal. How about crystal, Rosalind, uranium, the peachy pink uranium. In that they're bohemian and they glow with just the slightest bit of UV, yes. And these are, now, I wouldn't call them pools of light because they're not quartz, but they are crystal. And I guess people that didn't have a lot of money, Art Deco, had these in red, they have them in blue, they have them in clear, but they called them pools of light. I call them pools of color because they do glow. And I think, I'm sure there's a few more pieces that I'm like, for some reason, not looking at right this second, and they're there. But with that, we'll have more on Friday because we'll have everything that comes in this week too. Ooh, I'm going to have to nap for hours. Lizzie, go to bed. Oh my God. No, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you all for coming in. And I will see you all on Friday, hopefully. And more of you. Good night, guys. Oh, I'm going to. You all get a good night's rest too. Or, well, people in the West, later. Thank you, Lizzie, for coming in. Everyone missed you terribly. Good night.